I love the fact that you all are sending me your airline confirmation. That's easy for you, but it's difficult for me because then I have to figure out which time to type that in. But you could actually help me out there. So if you will type that up in that email, just type in the boxes and then reply back and you can send it back. The reason why I asked you to send it to summit13@SnowBUsters.com is because if anything happens to me, and it's sitting in my email box, then my backup, Jerry McGee, would not have access to it. But if it's sitting in SnowBusters 13, Summit13@SnowBusters.com, he has access to it. Okay? Thank you very much. And then there will be, there are some places for shopping in Sun Valley. I remember them having good prices, reasonable prices at the town square. That was a nice little grocery store there. And I remember, I think groceries were pretty reasonable. Liquor may have been at a premium. So just to let you know. Did anybody have any memories from Sun Valley that you might want to add, or any recommendations? Okay, Julia, do you all have any recommendations? Wanda?
No, I don't.
Okay. I will tell you this, though. They have been waiting for us for 2 years. They had such a good time with us in 2012. They were asking us, can you come back later on this season? And then they were saying, well, when do you come back next year? And we told them we're coming back in 2014, and they said, great, we'll be ready for you. So Sun Valley actually made snowmats up their game a little bit. And so Sun Valley is definitely looking forward to getting the NBS back, and they usually open their arms really with a great warm welcome. So we should have no issues and no problems there. The registration hours. So on Saturday, registration is from 12 noon to 8. And then on Sunday from 8 to 3:30. And then on Monday and Tuesday from 9 to noon. So you will not be able to register after that time. If you believe that you need me to pick up your registration, I will need a signed liability waiver, and that is the NBS liability waiver. So it's the one that does not have the SnowBusters logo on the top, but it has waiver, event, participant, warning, assumption of risk, release of liability, and indemnity, agreement, and consent for medical treatment at the top. So you will see that, and make sure that it has, in the event, NBS AMCC 2014, otherwise any others will not be accepted at registration. Now, I don't need that waiver form unless you want me to pick up your package. I would prefer for you to not send me that waiver form because you're going to need it to go pick your package up. The waiver form that I need you to send me is the SnowBusters Ski Club one, which has the SnowBusters logo at the top, and it is the waiver of liability and photo release. So that is the one that I will need you to sign, print, and date, scan it in, and email it to me in advance. That will be so helpful. So then I will check you off for that. And then I'll have more information once I land and get settled as to where we're going to have you come and pick up your packages. Because you will have a SnowBusters bag, which will have some goodies in it. So here is the SnowBuster goodie bag for those of you who are looking at the video. All right, so we will have that check-in will be on Saturday night as well, and you can pick that up with me. I will probably do this at the welcome party with the Sexy Boots party. And as I mentioned, I will have a checkoff form that will confirm that your liability waiver has been signed, and that you also, I'll have you initial that you've picked up your party pack.
Let me be clear, Judge. So I'm not sending the waiver back to you. I'm going to sign it there.
All right. No problem. There are two waivers. The NBS liability waiver is you're going to need to present that at registration. The SnowBuster Ski Club waiver, you will sign that and then scan it in or fax it if you, however you'd like to do it. But send that back to me, and you can do that in advance. I don't need your NBS waiver because you'll need to turn that in when you get registered.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Sure enough, no problem. Let's see, the next item was volunteer opportunities. Several of you have already volunteered for happy hour security duty, especially for Friday. I have asked that everyone, and I haven't found badges. I'd like to have little plastic badges, but everyone to consider volunteering for security, especially for the Friday happy hour. If you will email me, I'll then send you the information for how to, or who to, I'll connect you with the head of security, who is also a SnowBuster Ski Club member, Renee Arm. The other request for volunteers is around registration. So if you're going to be in early on Saturday or early on Friday and want to help out getting packed up, then the NBS is looking for volunteers. So one of the reasons to volunteer is you get a chance to meet people. And when you're on security, so SnowBusters and Ski Rangers have a different way of doing security. So if you see somebody that you think is packing some illegal arms and legs, then you can ask them to make sure that they're not escorted with somebody that might hit you. But there's nothing wrong with a little body check, every once in a while. But just have fun with it and get a chance to meet people. But really, security is just checking for wristbands and making sure that everybody who is supposed to be where they are is supposed to be there. And
can I volunteer for a pajama check Tuesday night?
well, I will need some, because actually that is a very good point, is when word gets out that we're having a sleepover, well, we'll handle that. We'll handle some security there. So. But suffice it to say, we're going to have some fun. We'll have games, and we'll sit up. You'll get some sleep, but it won't be a whole lot of sleep. But we'll be laughing and talking and getting to know each other. So that's the goal of the evening. As far as communication, anybody that remembers Summit when we had the text messaging, so they're looking to have that same text messaging capability. They have not given us the details yet. We have a meeting on Tuesday night, this Tuesday night, so they'll probably be providing that. So keep a lookout for that. It actually worked out well when we were in Sun Valley last because we needed to make a change in the picnic on the hill, and they sent a text out, and then people were telling each other on the lift well, most people got the word. I think Jerry, Eli, are you on the call? Jerry may not have gotten the word until a while later, but Jerry, we're going to have the text messaging capability if you are there. And then as far as there are other things that are on schedule that are happening in and around Sun Valley and the Ketchum Valley area. So there's some things that are the Amazing Race. You'll see that on schedule. That's going to be something that we're doing. I think that's on Tuesday noon, I believe. I could have the date wrong, but I think the time is correct. And then there's supposed to be some shopping nights out in the village so that they will offer deep discounts on very expensive winter wear. So you'll be able to get some really unique stuff, all types of different skins and furs and hairs and all of that other stuff that you all know about that I just kind of lost with.
Are there going to be movie screenings?
I have not seen anything about a movie screening. I have seen, good point, I have seen some information on renegade activities. So some, without getting into a whole lot of detail, but the DC and Chicago are doing some parties, and they're going to have happy hours at some of the down and on Main Street bars and clubs. So you'll see that information. They always have flyers and handouts and those types of things. But they will have activities as well. But I have not seen a film screening. I did hear about a comedian, but I think that might be in conjunction with the concert. Anybody on the phone that I didn't get a chance to recognize you earlier? Harriet, are you there? Because we have Harriet in Nebraska, then we have Jerry Eli, who is an amazing skier, and he's out of Ohio. But Jerry might be in Belize. I mean, he usually tries to put his trips together. So, anyone else that I didn't recognize? So Willard, I did get your email, and that will be sad news if you are not able to make it. I have not given your spot up yet, but I recognize that you have definitely said that you might not be able to make it. But I'm glad you're able to be on the call. Hopefully you heard something. Sure enough. Hopefully you heard something that will make you go to your boss and say, look. I understand. I understand that. Well, we will definitely take a little time out in your honor.
That's the way to do it.
Very good. And let's see, so what I'll probably do is figure out something to get you your gear, or if we're able to, I will look for someone. If somebody needs a spot, I will get them in contact with you if they want to take your spot over.
It's fine, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes things come up.
No, I understand. I've been there. Don't like when I have to do that. Any other questions? Yes, Alita.
How's the shuttle service in that area as far as getting from wherever and how far away from the actual CNCR?
Very good point. So the way Sun Valley is set up, there are two mountains at Sun Valley. Thank you for leading on this. There are two mountains at Sun Valley. There is Bald Mountain, and I still haven't found a green run on Bald Mountain, because the way the mountain is, it's straight up and down. So anything on Bald Mountain is, you know, at best is going to be wide, but it's still going to be steep. So, you know, there's a lot of chutes and what have you. Bald Mountain is over